I'm so excited to
Hey,
talk.
you guys. You can literally see me and Gabby like.
Like, well, they can't see it unless they watch the video, so it's
Watch
more
the
fun.
videos.
Yeah, it's more
It's
fun
fun 'cause
talking to us.
I'm underwater, and Gabby's like,
I think this is like freshwater grass something. I just had like a text message from the delivery guy that they're sending out my parcel today, and I fucking look like a hooker, like the gremlin. I can't answer the door looking like this. What will he think? It's like, bitch, I work overtime.
what's your OnlyFans link?
It's like I have yet to make one. Well, if you guys are wondering why I actually look like this is fuck, I forgot the word, like I just lost it.
It's foreshadowing.
Yeah, I wanted to look like the female gremlin because I think gremlins are the closest thing that looks
It's our
like
topic.
yeah, our topic. So there's that. It's like, oh, not yet.
Same. I'm underwater because our topic is mainly like a water / land creature, which is
Yeah.
Gabby's background.
Ta-da.
Background, not really background,
It's like hair.
but it's in her hair.
You guys should try it. Like, if you don't want to dye your hair green, like, do green makeup, because look. Yep, it's that cool. It's like,
There's
yeah.
like grass
On my
in Gabby's eyes.
I think if you do, I mean, like, you've got green eyeshadow right now, right? I think if you do it, the fishes will swim through your eye.
They can't recognize it. My Zoom is very cooperative. It's so
Mine is
well
too
behaved.
sensitive.
Very opposite from Gabby.
I can't seem to get it right. Actually, I wanted to show you guys how green my hair is now, because I touched up last night actually. But like, the
Yeah.
grass will do.
She has a TikTok, by the way. You'll see that in her TikTok. Follow her, guys.
Thank you. It's at GHYBZ. Oh my god, shameless plug.
Yeah, sure. What's the point of having a podcast?
No, it keeps me sane, okay? Like, being stuck at home for 24/7 can make you go crazy. I don't know how you guys are, like, holding up, but you guys better, like,
How
look
are
out.
you guys holding up,
Yeah.
by the way?
Like, look out for each other, by the way. Look out for each other.
That's true. Especially, like, if you're, like, okay, look out for your neighbors, like, especially for the kids, because there are people who are stuck with their abusers. So, like, call the cops first and apologize later, and most likely the cops won't know that you're the snitch. Yeah. So do it. Save someone's life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I've actually had a colleague who texted me saying, like, dude, I think I have a neighbor who needs help. I think he's like mentally ill or something, because the guy just keeps yelling at a certain time of the day. He says like Muslims are pigs or something, like really crazy shit. And my colleague's just afraid, because someone might take it the wrong way and then call the authorities on him, and it can get pretty crazy here. So take care of each other, guys. Anyway, oh my god, guys, welcome to Creepy Conversation.
Welcome to Creepy Conversation. Do you know what happened? I was literally just looking at you because the entire time you were talking, you were frozen. And then, like, right before you said, oh my god, guys, you suddenly, like, fast forward. So I was like, whoa, am I high or what? I'm
the
not,
grass.
by the way, unfortunately.
It's
I'm
the
high
grass.
with Gabby's grass.
Oh gosh.
So if you're wondering why we have these backgrounds and why Gabby looks like the lady gremlin. She doesn't really look like, but it's an homage.
Like trying to look like the lady gremlin. Sorry. I need to fix it because it's hurting my eye.
Because we're going to be talking about
Kappas! Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I'm so happy. It's like Kappa.
Kappa. Yeah, not the Greek letter Kappa, or like in the US you might know Kappas as like sorority girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Scream Queens, by the way, do you remember the Chanels are Kappa New?
Yeah.
This isn't the Kappa that we're talking about, although some of them are scary. We're not going to be talking about these girls. We're going to be talking about one of the most, I would say, one of the most popular mythical creatures in Japan.
Yep. If you guys like,
yeah.
should I say this? Like, if you guys like hentai, I can't say it loud.
They're very, almost like that. Like, they're kinky. By the way, like, background, the reason why I wanted to do Kappas was, like, I watched a movie before, like, I think 2017 or 2016, whatever, but like, years ago, like, there was this animation called Summer Days with Ku, and it was about, like, a young Kappa, and it was a really nice film, like, I almost cried. And that's how I was introduced to Kappas. And then now, like, also because of the way the Kappa was drawn in the animation, it kind of looked like my bird. So I was like, oh my god, sweet little Kappas. And then, like, now fucking searching about it, I fucking
like,
regret. Like, they are now ruined. I cannot look at Ku, the animation, and be like, oh, cute. I'm just like, get away from me.
No, but like now, in modern times, they're depicted as cute little. Oh my god, something just hit me. Do you think Kero Kero P is actually a kappa? Like, not a frog?
I think he's a frog.
Okay, sorry, I just wanted to ruin childhood.
Because his mouth isn't like beak-like. Is it?
Let's
search for Kero Kero P.
It is. It's the letter V.
How do you... What the fuck is the spelling of Kero P?
Just one R? Kero P? It's one R double P. Childhood ruined!
Is he a kappa?
Because he has I told you, his mouth is a V.
Yeah, it does look like... Except for... Anyway, let's talk about the kappa so you guys would know. You guys decide with us if Kero P is like... if he's a kappa
frog.
or what.
Yeah.
But yeah, kappas are like meaning... The meaning of kappa is river child, and they're often called as a water sprite. Which, like, for me, a sprite is a drink, so what the fuck.
It's green,
anyway,
though.
They're yokais. Yeah. Right. Kappas have influenced our lives.
I hate myself.
Anyway, so yeah, kappas are called, like, considered as yokais, which, like, in Japan, that's like the generic term for, like, a demon or, like, a creature with demonic nature. In Shinto, they are considered to be an avatar, a kenshin, of the water deity called Suijin or Swud, whatever. It's that word. Also, there are 12 kinds of kappas.
Really?
All over Japan. That's a lot. Yeah, there are 12 kinds. Some are hairy, some are like hairier than the others, and some are scalier than others.
I thought you were gonna say
some are slimier than others.
I thought you were gonna say like the 12 types are hairy, hairier, hairiest, hairiester. Just kidding.
Hairiesterest?
Sorry, continue. Fuck, this is so dumb.
See, we need to talk to other people because we're going crazy. So yeah, and they all have different names. Like, they're not just called like kappas. I did not write down the other names, but they're like that. And they don't all exactly look alike. So like I said earlier, some are like hairier than hairiers than others. And but the common thing is that they usually live near bodies of water or like in bodies of water. And they're kind of like a combination of like a reptile and an amphibian. So like they're generally how they are physically, they're generally the size of a human child. Yet, even though they're that small, they're physically stronger than a grown-ass man. So, yeah.
I think they're a mix of a frog and a turtle.
They're a mix of a lot. They're basically like, they have humanoid features, and they generally look like a combination of a frog, a bird, a turtle, a monkey, and for me, like, they kind of look like a Catholic monk from the Middle Ages. You know those famous monks?
Yeah, with the
that were like used like yeah, those
with the bald spot.
Who yeah, they colonized the Philippines and South American countries. You know, I still have beef with them because of that. Oh shit, now I think about it. They literally look like if a Catholic monk from the Middle Ages got cursed by a really vengeful witch. And then turn them into like that.
Is this like a Beauty and the Beast kind of thing? It's like, turn them hairy.
But they're never gonna find love, so that's that. Oh, it explains why they're perverted. No, I'm just kidding.
We're jumping to conclusions. We haven't even gone through the entire description of this.
But yeah. To continue, the Kappas, they have webbed hands, they have shell-like things in the back, and, like, beak-like snouts, and they have a scaly, slimy body.
Wait, you said webbed hands, right? I heard they have webcams. I'm like, what?
How innovative! They have webcams back in whatever period that was in Japan.
They invented
Meiji
it.
period.
Oh gosh.
And that's how Japan is like technologically forward because of Kappas.
Yeah, I blame this on like One Piece headphones.
Sure, Gab. Anyway, they smell fishy, and their colors range from green to bluish. By the way, I was listening to another podcast, green and blue. You can't see my fingers. Blue.
Yes.
Anyway, I was listening to like this other podcast, kind of like talking about kappas. And these dudes compare the smell of kappas to the smell of vaginas, and I was literally like, nope, I'm gonna stop listening to this podcast.
Question.
Now.
Were they hosted by men?
They were hosted by men.
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
Like, what kind have you been exposed to?
But also, there are, like, conditions, like, from whatever, like, there are conditions, like, that's normal for other women. So, which is, like, why are you talking shit about women like that when you're not women? Anyway, let's move back to kappas. They also have water on top of their heads that's either in a bowl, which is, like, the most common depiction of a kappa, like, the bald spot in their head. And some, like in other parts of Japan, some kappas are drawn with bubbles in their heads. So that's like the thing, the dish for where they keep the water. And when they do go out on land, they're said to cover the dish on their heads with a small metal cap for protection. So they're kind of forward thinking. They have metal caps even before hard hats, right?
Like armor.
Yeah, for their heads. Because the thing in their heads are like that's where they have the source of their power. So that's why they have that, and they protect that thing because
I just had
they have
like
power there.
A vision. Do you know how like the popes have those tiny right in the top of their head. Do you think that is it? I just figured it out.
Or what if they got that idea from Kappas?
This is a whole other controversy. My God, we're
like making stories about priests and Kappas. I'm so sorry.
I did not mean to. It's just
yeah, it does make sense. They do look like the priests, and they wear shit on their heads too, just like the priests. Anyway.
I'll see you in hell.
So yeah. See you in hell. Anyway, they move their arms around their body so they can like move their right arm to the left side of their body and have both arms on that side of the body. So that's freaky to see. And then there seems to be like a basic like east-west difference. So like in the western part of Japan and the eastern part of Japan, there are like differences on both. I can't find the word. But yeah, the turtle shell bearing Kappa is like from the east, and then like from the west is more like hairy and monkey-like.
Do you think it's because of the environment?
Maybe there are more turtles in the east and there are more monkeys in the west.
So they're like, let's just have the Kappa take on their characteristics because it makes sense.
Yeah, that's how they evolved. I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, the behaviors of the Kappas, their mild side, they love cucumber. So that's why the like cucumber makis or like cucumber sushis are called kappa maki because of that. And then at festivals for kappas, they offer cucumbers to kappas, so like offerings are frequently made. And then sometimes they are said to have like other favorite food, such as the Japanese eggplant, and then soba and fermented soybeans. That's what they like.
The hell? I think we'd be friends with a Kappa because we both hate cucumber. So we'd just be like,
exactly.
Yeah, you can have it. Thank you. We're safe.
We're safe. Exactly. Anyway, in Edo, like old Tokyo, there used to be a tradition where people would write their names and their family members' names on cucumbers and send them afloat into streams to like, what do you call that? Like, whatever the kappa, to like make the kappa on their side. What's the correct term for that? That. To like
protect them? Turn them into allies? What is that?
Yes. That's the word. That's it. To like create an alliance with the kappas.
Jesus.
And yeah, to also like prevent the family from like harm in the streams whenever they're like fishing. And then some regions, it's customary to eat cucumbers before swimming as protection, but in others, it's also believed that that would guarantee an attack. So, but for me, why would you eat a cucumber if you know a kappa likes cucumber? Like, you're just asking.
Exactly. So then you're asking for it, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
I hate saying that term, but
yeah.
like in this case, they are. Anyway, also, kappa has like, they have great bone setting capabilities. So if you're unfamiliar with what bone setting is, it's like cracking your body in like a medical way. Like you're cracking your knuckles and your neck and your spine and shit like that.
So chiropractors.
So that's bone setting. Not really like less my saliva really like, let me get out.
I feel attacked.
Anyway, so yeah, like kind of like sorry.
It's like coronavirus, stop, because we're not wearing our masks, please.
Dude, we're like far away from each other.
Our faces are right next to each other in the video, so that's not really social distancing.
Our videos aren't social distancing.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah. They also love to sumo wrestle. And they're obsessed with politeness. So if you
With
bow
what?
to them first, politeness.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. Your video like froze and then it fast forward again. So it's like
whoa, yeah.
why is it like this?
Well, at
I
least
wonder
we
what
can
it'll
still...
look like in the videos.
It would be so fun. But at least we can still hear each other.
Yeah. This is like our struggle. Anyway, they are obsessed with politeness, so if you bow to them first, they will immediately bow back. Yeah, and they love...
I just remember they have this bowl thing on their head, and so when you make them bow...
Park that thing
Okay,
first.
sorry. I got excited. Yeah,
it's okay. So yeah, they're obsessed with politeness. Why am I saying this again? I just don't want to say the next thing because, yeah, the next thing is they love flatulence. So they love farts. There's a saying in Japan, Kappa no hei. It means like it's easy. So like do that thing. It's as easy as a kappa farting. So that's their saying. Like if in America it's like it's a piece of cake. For them it's kappa no hei.
Easy as farting.
As easy as a kappa farting. And they love to grab your butt. If you're near a river, they're obsessed with butts. So, like, in the olden days, when men and women used to, like, get water or wash their clothes. Do they do that in Japan? I don't think so. But, like, take a bath in the rivers or wash their animals. The kappa would, like, pop out and, like, grab that ass.
Because they actually have this belief of...
Yep, wait. I know what you're about to say. I'll get to that.
Okay.
So they do have their dangerous side. They're strong for their size, like I said earlier, and they love to drag people into the water and hold them down until they drown. So they've been blamed for, like, drownings all over Japan. So yeah, like, for kids and, like, older people, especially those that know how to swim but still drown, the kappas are blamed for that. Even until now in Japan, you will literally see signs of, like, in rivers to like, beware because this place is known to have kappas. Like, until now, the signs are updated. Like, they're, like, drawings of kappas and shit. Like, it's not like the old signs anymore. Like, it's, like, the new metal signs.
Shit.
With, like,
do you want to visit? Let's just wear protective gear.
Like, bring thousands of cucumbers and be like, eat that shit. I don't want that.
If you think there's a kappa near you, just throw the fucking cucumber away from you so it'll swim that direction.
Yeah. Look over there.
It's like, whoop.
Yeah, and in the olden days in Japan, the kappas would even try to drown horses and cattle. Like, despite their size, the kappas are like, they got big guns. No, I'm just kidding. They can do that. And then, but they were often, like, less successful if there were, like, humans riding on the horses. And here it gets worse. Aside from the drowning, they're known to drink your blood and eat your liver. But that's not the only thing they go after. I think Gabby knows what I'm going to be talking about. They go after people because they want the shirikodama. So what that is... What is that, Gabby?
It's a butt plug, that's what.
It's kind of like a butt plug, but it's a mythical ball that's supposedly found inside the human anus. It's like an anal bead, but that never got out.
I hate them for this, I swear. I was reading about it last night and I saw that and I'm like, do we really want to cover this?
We are in a pandemic and let's talk about balls in our anuses instead.
Let's
To
keep it
forget about it for a
entertaining.
while.
Yeah. Fuck,
But
man.
yeah, anyway. You know what's worse? It says that ball is, what do you call this? The ball has in your anus has the human soul trapped in it, which is like a weird place to put the human soul.
Is this
Why
why
would you
every
put your
human
soul in your anus?
No, is this why every human being is disgusting?
Yes, that's why there are lots of assholes all over, because their souls be up in there.
Dude, why are we so smart today? Our puns are so witty. Oh my
We
god.
are making connections. Yeah, anyway, another idea is that it says that the Buddhist Hojo, it's a sort of onion. What the fuck?
Like
It's
onion.
an onion-shaped jewel that grants wishes, and that's why it's stored up there.
Grant
and
wishes? What?
Let me get that ball in my ass so that I can ask
I
a
know
wish
what I'll
from
be
it.
busy with after this call. Yeah.
I feel like everyone's gonna do it. Let's all wish for
Yeah.
let's not wish for I don't think that's gonna work on Miss Rona. Miss Rona's like, I'm here to stay. Let's wish for something else. Like, let's have more money or take the recession away.
Do you think that, like, at least one of our LGBTQ friends have figured this out? Like, I don't know. Maybe just while cleaning themselves or getting freaky, they'd be like, oh, hold on, wait, ooh, I think this is it.
I don't know. Let's ask like, a lot of straight boys also want to, like, do it there. Let's ask them too. Maybe they've, like, had their wishes granted by doing it.
Well, if any of our listeners know, you know what to do. Just hit us up on our socials or our emails.
They're all Creepy Convos, except for Instagram, which is Creepy Convos Pod. Let us know, man, if you've had your wishes granted by those balls inside your anuses. This episode is so graphic.
This is the most graphic we've had, but I'm glad, like, we all tag our episodes with explicit. But damn, this one's next level. This one is 2020 edition.
2020 edition. Crazy.
I hope my sister doesn't mind when she edits our audio.
Oh
God. She's old enough for this.
Is she 18? Yeah.
Yeah,
she's old enough.
Oh my god, she's turning 19 in 3 days.
What?
Yes.
Happy birthday. I feel like by the time she listens to this and this episode airs, it's like past her birthday.
Way past her birthday. But still, it's the thought that counts.
Happy birthday. Y'all go to our socials and greet Kyra. She's our editor and Gabby's sister. Greet her!
Our Gen Z, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Editor. Okay. Where were we?
Anyway, back to the ball in the anus. Another, I'm not kidding! We're still there. Another theory is that this ball is actually the liver. Like, it's, like, connected to the liver, and it's just a way of getting at the liver, which is what the Kappa is really after. But either way, they do that. They eat the ball in the anus to get strength and power. So,
how would you feel like if this was just appendicitis?
I don't know. Ew.
Don't you think so?
By the way,
appendicitis, how does that look like? I think so. I mean, like, it's somewhere there, right?
I don't know. I'm not good at biology, man. I'm the wrong person to ask this. Yeah, but the origin of the shirikodama or the ball in your anus. It's called Shirikodama, by the way. I forgot. It's like right in front of me. But I forgot. I'd rather
Just keep
call it
calling it
the ball
in
in
the
the
anus.
anus.
We should have like
But yeah, the
BITA, beta.
TA.
It's the beta.
Beta. How does it have like a proper name, but we still choose to rename it?
It's
Why are
easier.
we like this? But yeah, the beta, the origin of that story is said to have like, they found victims of kappas to have open anuses of drowning victims. So yeah. And although that's the case, the loosening of their anuses isn't the reason why they died. Stop laughing. I'm trying to be serious.
I just feel like we should turn this into a drinking game. Like, take a shot every time we say it. I'm crying. I'm crying so hard.
Oh my god. One last thing about the anus. The
I can't. We're not even drunk or high, and this is like shit. This is too much. My makeup.
Who would have thought that we would get high over balls in our anus?
Oh god.
Stop.
We have so much to cut out and edit in this episode because it's just all laughs.
I can't stop.
I don't want to look because it's just funnier when we see each other.
Anyway, one last thing. The kappa.
This is like a minute long laugh. The fuck? If we're not gonna edit this out, like, you guys can just fast forward.
They won't even hear us laughing because we were like silent laughing the entire time.
You know that's how it's so funny. When you don't even make noise
You
anymore.
can't even make... God. Fucking kappas. But anyway, one last thing. They supposedly reach into your butthole with its hand to get...
You chose to cover this topic, okay?
I'm crying.
I've been crying since, like, butthole.
How can I say this?
Why
How
can't
can
they
I say
just...
this line without laughing?
I don't understand why they can't be a little normal, like the aswang, and just go through the
They
navel.
gotta go
Like,
through that, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Let me try to say this next sentence without laughing. God.
Should I mute
So the
myself?
I can't. I can see you.
Okay, I'll cover.
The kappa supposedly reaches into your butthole with his hand. I can't do it.
I hate myself.
I'm crying so much.
Actually, me too. Oh god.
One last time. I can't stop myself from laughing. Whew, one last time. Anyway, so yeah.
I hate ourselves. We can't get...
Should I just skip this line?
No, I think it's, like, important. It's an important feature because, like, every time you search for kappas, it always comes up. Okay, every single source that I've looked into always mentions that, so I think it's an important detail.
Let me just say it one more time. How many times have I tried to say this line?
I think this is like the third time. Maybe close your eyes or something. I don't know.
Can't. So yeah.
I'll look
When
away.
will my... I'll no, it's the sentence itself. I can't. Okay, so they supposedly reach I can't. One last.
I think it's funnier because we're trying to stop ourselves from laughing. You know that game they
We
do
can't.
in the library where you're not supposed to make noise.
Yeah.
It feels
This
that
is
way.
us right now.
Oh, we can't even do our jobs right.
It's because of these kappas. Whew. Okay. So I can't even start saying it because it's so... They supposedly reach into your butthole and get its hand to get the precious item or suck it out. See? It's so hard not to say that line.
I was not expecting the last part. I mean, I already found the first part funny, but then when I swear I just lost it.
Oh god, can you imagine their faces doing that? Ew, no.
Did they use a straw?
No, they use their beak mouth.
I feel violated just at the thought of it.
Yeah. Woo. But yeah, if that doesn't kill you, the drowning will. I hate this line so much.
If that doesn't kill you, what?
The drowning will, like, because they do it in the
Can
river.
I drown
they
first
do that
or
to you in the
something?
river. Exactly.
It's like I don't want to imagine having to go through that.
Exactly. Like that's like the last memory that you have. I can't. Fucking kappas, man.
No, I also
Anyway.
feel like if that were to happen to me and say I did survive it and I'm also about to survive drowning, I think the trauma would make me just want to die.
Right. Exactly.
Like,
It's like double trauma. Like, no, triple. Seeing the kappa's face, drowning, almost drowning, and then having your ass sucked. Having your soul sucked out of your ass. That's traumatizing.
question though, when you poop, why doesn't it go out? Where is it hiding?
Under the skin. It's
What?
like under the thing.
What?
I can't explain, but it's like under the, like, whatever that is.
So it's like hemorrhoids now. What?
No, it's like inside. Like if the hemorrhoids are there, they're under the hemorrhoids.
I feel like our listeners are like, what did I sign up for? What am I listening to?
This
I thought I was
isn't creepy conversations at all.
This is gross.
Sorry, you guys. It's the Kappa's fault. We didn't know that we were gonna be doing this. Also, we didn't know Kappas are like this. I just thought that they kill people. I didn't know that they like
Defile
to do
you.
that. Exactly. Oh god. Anyway, Kappa's obsession with butts aren't like that's the cause for them to hide in toilets and try to stroke women's butts. They're that gross. And there are also tales of them of raping women and leaving them pregnant with grotesque children. So they're that kind of gross. So like the whole sucking ass thing is a different kind of gross. And then there's this, which is like, So yeah, most of these children are killed at birth, and they're like tales from like parts of Japan where like a kid was born, a Kappa's kid was born with like bright red skin and a large mouth, and then they like had to kill it. That's like one of the famous tales about Kappas in Japan.
No.
So yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, what if that was just like a kid with like,
certain deformities and stuff.
yeah, and then they blamed it again on the Kappas.
That just went downhill, like from a really high,
From like,
it's like euphoric stage. It's like boom, that escalated quickly.
so yeah, unfortunately that happens in Japan. I feel bad for laughing earlier, and then now it's like,
Yeah.
so yeah, children get killed because of because of Kappas.
Like, can we go back to the fun part?
Let's learn how to escape Kappas.
Good.
Escape or defeat them. So yeah, it was believed that there are a few means of like escape when Kappas are like, they like try to confront you. So like I said earlier, which Gabby also figured out. Great job, Gabby. They're obsessed with politeness. So if you bow, they would bow back. So the water and the dish on top of their heads would like pour out, and that's a way for you to like, they become powerless because of that. So that's a way for you to like outsmart them, to just bow to them.
Do you think that they come in groups or just one?
I feel like they come in like at least two of them, like the most. But from what I've noticed, it's usually just one Kappa.
Okay, good. Because can you imagine if you're like bowing down to one kappa and you didn't know there was one behind you? It's like,
oh my. But I feel like if they see you bow, like they would bow back in general. Like I feel like they're that obsessed with like, oh shit, like she's being polite, I gotta be polite too, like shit like that.
But I don't want to take chances.
Me too.
So when you bow, guys, cover your butt.
Yeah, like, cover it with a bag and then bow. And yeah, once the water from the dish is spilled, like from the dish and their head is spilled, a way for them to like serve you or to be your friend is if you get water from the river, because they immediately get weak once the water gets like spilled. So for you get water from the river and then pour it on top of their heads, they would immediately like, they would want to serve you for all eternity. And then another weakness that Kappas have is that their arms are easily removable. So if you pull that from their body, they would perform favors or share knowledge in return for the arm. So that's it. And they're also they've been driven away by throwing iron, ginger, and sesame.
Oh my god, they're allergic. Yeah. Are you a kappa? Oh no,
no,
you don't like cucumber.
But yeah, I have that trait. They're also allergic to sesame seeds. Yeah, they once they become your friends, they do like tasks for you. They've been known to help farmers irrigate their land. They bring fresh fish to your family, and then it's a mark of good fortune if your family receives fresh fish from Kappas. And they're also very highly knowledgeable about medicine. So legends, aside from the fact that the bone setting thing, like I said earlier, that they taught that to humans, they also like have like taught humans how to create medicine. So that's the good thing about them. If they become your friend,
we need them right now.
Y'all killed Kappas, and now we're having a hard time finding a cure or a vaccine for Miss Rona.
The price we pay.
So yeah, in other cultures, there are similar folklores about not really Kappas, but creatures that are likened to Kappas. So in Chinese folklore, there's a shui gui, which is a water ghost or a water monkey, which can be like related to the Kappa. A kelpie in Scotland and the neck of Scandinavia also kind of looks like, not really kind of looks like, but is kind of like the Kappa, which is like demons or like mischievous ghosts in water, in rivers. And then it's also like famous for kidnapping and drowning people and horses. So just kind of like the Kappa. There's also another one in Russian mythology called the Vodyanoi, which is like a frog face, green like human being. Yeah, they're known in that area in the Czech Republic and Slovakia. And another creature from our childhood, a familiar name, the Shokoi.
Oh my god, yes. But I didn't
Yeah,
really relate them back.
Me too, until I like read this part, because they're also known to like kidnap children by the water's edge. So yeah, they're like the Kappa's cousins in a way. Like they're like humanoid and like green and whatever.
No, I feel like a lot of parents just actually make up these stories so kids wouldn't swim, like just to scare us.
Yeah. That's the main theory. Like people made that up so that kids won't like roam around or like go to rivers. It could also be that these are actually like predators because like you said, like no, like I said earlier, the victims were found with like loosened anuses, so they could be assault victims. We wouldn't know, right?
I just felt randomly so bad because I'm thinking like
For laughing.
they like kids, so these
Yeah.
could have been like victims,
My God, right.
and then their bodies could have been dumped in the water after.
Yeah, that's what I thought. God, I thought about that earlier, but then I still laughed. I feel so bad. I completely forgot about it.
No, but like we're
And
not
then read that
laughing.
line.
Like we're not laughing
Not laughing
about
at the
that.
victims.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thought of like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
It could be because, like, this was, like, during that period in Japan where the men were powerful. Like, women were scared of men in general because the patriarchy was, like, really that. So, yeah, that's one of my theories, personal theories. Another theory in the internet is that they could be discarded babies, like, thrown in the rivers, and then, like, they would hit people who are swimming, and the people who think that there's a monster would immediately like panic and then drown. So that's like another theory. And then there's this theory that their appearance is actually based on the monks that I was talking about earlier, because how they were described before, they weren't really like described with having a dish on top of their heads. It was until like during that period when the monks were like all over the globe that's also like at the same time they kind of like the Kappa's appearance kind of evolved into that, which is like kind of freaky because you know how priests are and children, so
But yeah,
that could be another thing. And then a more plausible theory is that they could just be Chinese monkeys. Like, they know how to swim and play with people and then, like, grab people while they're swimming. And then, like, the people who are swimming, like, don't really understand that it's just monkeys who are trying to play with you. And then they eventually, like,
I don't
or, like, drown.
like monkeys. I mean, I have nothing against them, but, like, can you, do you remember what happened to us in Malaysia? When they stole our fucking raincoats.
Oh my god, yeah. And I was so freaked out. I was like, leave that shit! Because monkeys, dude, they're traitors. I'm sorry if you're a monkey and you're listening to this.
I love it.
But you're kind. They're known to be like nice, and then next thing you know, they're not nice anymore. Like, I had also another personal experience when I was a kid. This isn't that traumatic, but like for me, the monkeys were like playing around in Cebu Zoo at that time, and then people were like laughing at it and shit, and like throwing peanuts at it. So I like approached it, and it got angry at me and threw the peanuts at me, and people like stared at me and like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't do anything. Like, I literally just like
Went near.
stood there, and then he got angry at me. And I was like, fuck monkeys, y'all, fuck you, you weren't able to like evolve into humans. I'm just kidding.
But if you're a monkey listening to this, please give us 5
I'm
stars.
sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's true.
We're so inclusive. Like,
What if oh what if monkeys in the future like evolved and then like Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then they start listening to this and they're like, this bitch just fucking trash talked our kind, and they're our slaves now.
but I think by that time we would have been dead, so
We'll be
it's
dead.
okay.
Hopefully.
I mean, who knows? Because retrograde is happening. That might actually even happen this year
Yeah.
with monkeys
We'd
taking
be, like,
over the world.
surprised. UFOs are like now.
Real.
Yeah, apparently the Pentagon was like, bitch, that's real, so we'll never know. Also in the media, Kappas were like in the live action film of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were
Not
viewed as
turtles.
Kappas. No, yeah, the people in Japan thought that they were Kappas. And if you've read
Fair
The
enough.
Prisoner of Azkaban, if you've read Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban, Lupin discusses the Kappa for like defense against the dark arts. So yeah, that's it.
Do you
That's
think?
the Kappas.
Do you think that's like their mermaid? Because their mermaids were fucking ugly. It's like Siren
Nah.
slash.
I don't think so. I think like Lupin was just inclusive like us.
So it's like, yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Let's discuss the Kappa.
They were actually covered in Ancient Aliens, like the History Channel series.
Yeah, I wanted to watch that, but I was like, nah.
Like, no. It's season 8, episode 7. And it's on YouTube actually. I also didn't look. I feel like it's a less explicit explanation of what
Version?
of what the Kappa is, because unless, well, we wouldn't know because History Channel is an adult channel anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm not really sure. Okay,
Oh shit, wait, sorry. Before Gabby starts, I totally forgot. My sources are tofugu.com, mythology.net, and also, by the way, I'll be posting pictures. I swear Instagram will be up by this time. But I'll be posting pictures. In Japan, they have like restaurants and shit that have like mummified kappas encased in like glass.
what?
So like we don't know if it's real because it's like mummified and it's like inside a glass. So we don't know that they could have faked it or whatever. But
Most
yeah.
likely.
So yeah, they have that, like, there are like hands of kappas in like dried hands and shit, mummified hands. So yeah, I'll post that and let us know what you think about it.
That's weird. I really, really tried my best to look for a story about this, but like, there's nothing out there. All I see is
Yeah.
like folklore stories that have been translated, like literal Japanese folklore, so you know it's not real. And then they just translated it to English. We have one here that's called The One-Armed Kappa, which is a translation from Nihono Obake Banashi. I don't even know what that means, but it's probably the one-armed Kappa.
Say it again.
Please don't. I just feel so bad because the story time is not as juicy, but it's fine because we also don't have time anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, so this is the story of a very notorious Kappa who always would threaten children when they're swimming in the river or like pull the tails of horses. And while they were just walking on the riverbanks, so they're not in the water.
In the river. Oh.
Yeah. And so the village people were like, fuck this. This Kappa is so mischievous and stubborn. We need to do something about it because it's also hurting the children and the animals. So they tried to capture the Kappa as a group, but then you know how Kappas are like really strong, even stronger like than 1,000 men. That's what this says. So obviously,
Ooh.
yeah, but only because of the water in its head.
Right.
So obviously they failed the first time, and then the next time around they were planning something, and they didn't really say what they were planning, but it just says here they had a plan to do something different.
Maybe that's why they weren't successful.
Because they were just like, let's wing it.
We have a plan, not really.
Like, let's just go do this. But let me see what they did. Nope, it just says they caught him off guard.
Ah.
Like
So they did wing it.
they got it off guard. Oh, here. So they managed to spill the water from its head because they were throwing cucumbers.
Oh, okay.
And so the Kappa was like, "Nah," with his head.
With his head.
And then it spilled the water, so he lost his strength. And they tied him down and then brought him back to the village. Because they also weren't sure what to do with it. They were just like, yeah, let's take it back to the village. See, the plan is not even there.
Not even.
It's like, after we capture this,
Jesus.
now what? And so they brought it back to the village and they shamed it, basically. They were
What?
and they were beating it up, and so the Kappa was like, oh my god, help, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. And there was this kid, I swear, it's so dumb. Like, I'm reading this and I didn't even want to share, but I had nothing else. So let's just go with it. And so there's this one girl from the village who was so mad that she took a ladle and bonked it on the head. Like,
Yeah.
just smacked the Kappa on the head. And then, but she didn't know that there was like a bit of water on the ladle. So a drop of water went on
The
bowl of the Kappa.
The dish.
And yeah, the dish, and then apparently it was already enough to give him his strength back. Like, just one single drop. And so he broke free, but in his haste, because he was bound, right? In his haste, he forgot to untangle his right hand, arm, or whatever. And so it got detached from his body while he was running away. They were left with one hand, and they never saw the Kappa again. And that's the story of, like, the one-armed Kappa. I don't know what they did with the hand. That's so stupid.
Dude, there's like this one in the art. I'll post one of the pictures, but they have like this mummified arm of a Kappa. Maybe that's the Kappa.
That's nasty.
I
Why
wouldn't
would you
want to
wanna
keep a Kappa's hand
Yeah, it's
because
like, what
it
am I
might
gonna do?
move.
What if it will, like, try to
Right?
grab this thing from your hand?
I'm not.
I don't
gonna.
even wanna. I don't know where
I'll
that
just
hand's
burn
been.
it. I know.
It's like, no. Oh, by the way, I got this from hyakumonogatari.com. Fuck, why do they have, like, really hard names?
Say it again. Say it again.
Okay, one more time. Hyakumonogatari.com.
Whoa.
I said that better
When
the
did you
second
turn
time.
Japanese?
Shut up! Oh, gosh. Anyway,
shit.
I wonder if our listeners have had an experience with a Kappa before.
Oh,
I hope it didn't do anything crazy.
Right. Or if you're a Kappa. Dude, in Summer Days with Ku, that movie, like, Ku, the name of the Kappa is Ku. So he eventually like went back to like the area where he originally came from, and then he found a relative which was a different kind of yokai, or a different kind of like demon, not really like him, but a different kind of Kappa, I think. And then he knew how to like put on glamour, so he looked like human, but he was really a Kappa. And then he was like,
No, I'm scared.
Ku, like, I'll teach you how to do this. And then it was like basically
No.
happy ending. But what if, like, dude, if you're a Kappa and you're listening, don't worry, we're not gonna, I'm sorry for laughing at your fetish. We don't, we're sorry if you kink shame you.
I mean, we respect each other's kinks, okay?
Yes.
It's just funny to us because it's not our thing.
Imagine,
I don't know.
Yeah, also, like, it's funny to imagine a Kappa do that shit. Which, that's why we were laughing so hard. So I'm sorry if you got insulted. We're really talking to a Kappa like he's real. But if you are real, let us know what it is. If it's just a rumor. If you really like...
You know what? If you're real, click subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes and Spotify.
Remember to give us 5 stars, because we will make you famous if we become famous.
And don't forget to follow our socials on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think that's it, right? Is it?
Yeah.
And even like
Facebook.
Our website.
Yep.
Yeah. At Creepy Combos. So thanks for creeping, you fucking creeper.
And remember, a Kappa might be watching you.
Oh my god, bye!